Hello, I'm Scopoki here with Ollie, Sweet and Sour. No, sorry, Sweet and Sarwa. How are you doing today?
Yeah, good. Good, thank you.
And how are you feeling ahead of your upcoming fight? I know we're about 9 days away.
Yeah, I'm feeling good. I've had a good camp. My weight's good. Stayed injury free, and yeah, all in all, I'm really looking forward and excited for this fight.
And how are you feeling of how so far with your cage warriors career? You've not really had that much cage time. Both first round finishes. The first was in the first minute. The second one, it took a wee bit longer in the last minute of the first round, but both great stoppages.
Yeah, so obviously, well, it's nice to knock people out nice and quick and free and just keep the momentum going. But I do want to show that I've got
Yeah.
more game that I can have longer fights. I've got heart. I've got grit. So obviously, one day I'm going to have these hard fights where I'm going to hit someone and they're not just going to fall down. But I, is this guy going to be the guy to test me with there? I don't think so. I think it'll be very similar. He's going to come out aggressive, and I think it's going to be very similar to my last couple of fights. So
What have you seen from your opponent, Damien? I'm not going to say just reveal your game plan, but what have you seen that you think that you can take advantage of?
well, I think he comes out hard and fast. I think he's going to stand. I just think he's going to try and take me down. I think anyone who's watched my fights is going to go wrestling heavy. They'll probably think, get me down, take the sting out of my shots, maybe control me, and then just start to work because obviously no one's seen my grappling yet. So
Yeah.
I feel like that's his game plan. Little do they know, obviously I've got good grappling as well. So I think I'll be better than him in all areas. But yeah, I think he's going to come out hard and fast. And if he swings at people if he swings at me like he does everyone else, I think I can just catch him and knock him out. So yeah, I think it'll be a good fight. I think I can take him out in the first round.
And I'm not looking comparing your two career, but kind of like a area a kind of situation where you've not really had to showcase your grappling. So everyone just feels like you're grappling in a weaker area, but you're just so strong on the feet that you're not having to showcase that as much as what you probably may need to have done.
Well, yeah, like at the end of the day, it's MMA. Like everyone wants to watch knockouts. That's
Yeah.
what they pay for. They want to watch exciting fights. They want to watch knockouts. They want to watch grappling. They go and watch jiu-jitsu, but there's a reason no one really watches it because I love MMA, and even I sometimes you watch grappling fights, you think, oh, yeah, this is boring. It, it's entertainment at the end of the day. Everyone's there to watch knockouts. So I just want to keep it fun for the fans. I want to keep knocking people out and putting on good fights and have some wars and I just want to make people want to watch me, and the people that pay to watch me get their money's worth. I don't want to take someone down and win a decision on points, and no one's interested in that. It's boring for me. It's boring for the fans. It ain't going to get me anywhere. So I have got the grappling side, and I work equally as much on it. Just because when I do need it, I'll need it. But my game plan's always to keep it standing. It's just what everybody wants.
Yeah, exactly. And in your last fight, it was more noticeable in that you do have a great backing that gets you into these fights. Obviously, it is a home crowd in London, but how big is it being able to see your fans cheering you on? How much of an advantage is it?
Oh, I love it. Oh, I love it. It's brilliant. Yeah. So obviously, when you're in there, you're so zoned in anyway.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how much of a difference it makes when you're actually in there, but the whole build up to walking up and like everyone just there shouting your name, and especially afterwards, it makes such a difference. Like, yeah, I love it. I love the fans. I love the crowd. I love the rowdiness. I love the noise. Like, yeah, to me, it makes the whole experience so much more enjoyable.
And what is your go-to after a fight? Like, do you have any sort of celebratory treat that you like to do?
No, I used to go out for a beer, but the last couple of times, man, that hangover on the Sunday is just perfect. I think I'm getting too old for that now. Only 25. But
Is
it,
it the age or is it just the not eating?
I think it's just everything. I've been like a bad way a few Sundays after fight, so it depends how I feel. Because sometimes you come out for a fight buzzing. Sometimes I always play it by ear. I never make any plans after a fight. Normally, just maybe a beer or two, some good food, and just sit down and relax with my friends and family.
And you say you're only 20, you're just 25 just now, but you're 25, you win this, you're 7-0. You're still really young in the sport. how much do you feel like that time advantage is gonna? You don't really need to go all in, fight now, fight now, fight now. You can take a wee bit of a slower development pace.
Yeah, yeah, massively. It's mad, is like, yeah, 25, and in the fight game, it's still young. So I, I want to keep building at the minute. I want to stay active, more for the round times, the
Yeah.
experience. But yeah, I'm not particularly in a rush. I know I've got a lot of years to get to where I want to be, and obviously UFC is the goal for everyone. So I've got years to work there. I'm not in a rush to particularly get there now. Like I've got the time. I want to get there when I'm ready to get there. I've got a good team around me, good managers who sort all my fights out, sort of who I'm fighting, when I fight. So as long as I stay injury free, I'm going to try and just stay active. Just it's what I enjoy doing at the end of the day. So I enjoy it. So why not just keep going?
And obviously, your division was on showcase last weekend, not for the right reasons. Gittins versus Alexandro was meant to headline the Cage Wars event. Then Alexandro's coach went out and kicked Gittins. It kind of then escalated from there. His coach got banned. Alejandro's now asked for his release. What did you make of everything that happened?
I don't know. Like, I, obviously the coach shouldn't be kicking the fighters. Like, you
Yeah,
can't be getting physical. I understand. Yeah, shoving is all part of it. That's fine. But yeah, I do agree. He shouldn't have done it. I don't know if banning him the night before a fight was the right move in hindsight. Obviously, with how it all worked out, but the decision got made. Obviously, Graham decided to ban him, and it just sort of is what it is. If he then wasn't comfortable with the fight, it is what it is,
and
isn't it? I
and
think it was.
what would you have done? Would you have continued to fight?
I think so. I think so. Yeah. I don't. I. Yeah. I think I've flown to another country. I'm there. I'm there to fight. At the end of the day, how much difference is my coach going to make? He's been there for the whole camp. He's done all the work with me. Uh, it's just for me there to sharp and do it. So to me, I'd have been so locked in. It would have been like, yeah, fuck it, I'll go there on my own and fight. But obviously, after the first fight, which was a bit of a questionable finish, and then this, it just sort of more goes towards the character of the team. So I don't know. I don't know. I think it was all really handled really poorly, but I think a lot of it was a bit of an excuse just to get out the fight as well, because I think he quit the first fight, if I'm
Yeah.
honest.
I mean, what worst case scenario? His coach just goes to the front row and just tries to shout across.
So what was that?
If the coach just goes to the front row and just shouts the instructions because he's just banned from being in the corner. He wasn't banned from the event.
Oh, was he not? Oh, I didn't know. Yeah, I, I just think if you got that much belief in yourself, just fuck it, go out there and do it, man. You're a fighter at the end of the day.
Yeah,
Whether it's in front of 100,000 people or just you and a geezer, like we're fighters. That's what we do. We fight. So I think he should have still gone out there. Should have gone out there if he had belief in himself, win the fight, and then yeah, and then I don't know, I still thought it was a little bit fucking pathetic on all sides, to be honest. I just thought it was fucking, come on, we're all adults, we're fighters, grow up a little bit. Coach shouldn't have done it, but do you know what I mean?
yeah.
Just
And once you get this win, you're 7-0. When are you looking to return? I know in September they're down to Newcastle as well as Dublin. In October, it's been confirmed from Rome. I hear rumours that it's back in London in November, and then there is another Newcastle date which is to be announced as well.
so, I don't know, really. I'm going to obviously do this fight, see how I feel. I at the beginning of the year, I said I wanted 3 this year. I tried to aim for 3 fights a year. I think is a good number to stay active,
Yeah,
not too active, but so ideally I want 3 fights this year. So obviously, depending on how this one goes, maybe have a quick turnaround and then have a little bit of time to chill out, or potentially just do the London one in November. I do fancy Rome. I've always kind of wanted to go to Rome, and I think going out to Rome to fight would be pretty cool, man. So Rome interests me just to like tick off the bucket list more than anything.
yeah.
But yeah, there'll be 3 this year, but it'll probably end up being London again. Yeah.
And how was it against at the Cave Wars Academy fight that you had when you were able to get that first round knockout against Simone Valley, when you were able to win that Cave Wars Academy title? How was that for you?
Yeah, it was good. I've done so many of my amateur fights on that platform anyway, and
Yeah,
it's stepping stone into cage warriors, and the route for amateurs to pro to cage warriors. I think it's the best route. So because I'd had so much there, it's just normal. It was just like another fight for me. I think it was yeah, just another fight, and then went over. So then when I went to cage warriors, it wasn't a big difference. It was pretty similar to what I'd already experienced,
yeah.
and all in all, yeah, I think progression wise, personally, I think it's probably the best way to go from an amateur, especially like around my area, is go through Caterers Academy, go into Caterers, and progress from there.
I was going to say, does that make it that route make it a lot easier stepping in from going from an amateur to professional just normally? Is be able to do it with such a big company as well that has that pathway of they will help you progress.
Yeah, I think it does. I think it does, and I think it helped having my first few fights on Caterers Academy and not going straight
Yeah,
into Caterers Pro. Because you see it a few times, people they almost rush. They get their first fights on Caterers, and you can tell like they're good fighters, but maybe they're just missing a bit of experience, or there's just something that's not quite there. And I feel Caterers is a very relentless place to try and learn. Learn. You want to go there knowing what you're doing, if that makes sense. So
yeah.
I think going from amateur, where like it's important at the time, but it doesn't really matter, to go and then going pro, and then having a couple on Caterers Academy, which I'm used to, really helped me with the experience. So now I just feel like when I'm in there, I'm so comfortable, and I feel like everyone just rushes, don't they? Like because you fight, you want to go pro,
Yeah.
then you want to get careers, and everyone like rushes too much. Where obviously I spoke with my manager, and we have a slower approach, which building up, and for me it's worked. It's obviously the proofs there with all the knockouts, but I recommend the slower approach, especially if you're coming in young. There's no rush. Just take your time, build up. If you believe you're going to be that good, you're going to get there anyway. Does it really matter if you get there in a year or in 2 or 3? So yeah, that's just my thoughts on it.
And what do you feel like has been the best thing that you've learned since your start of the career?
I I think just trying to stay composed really, and not overthinking things, and trying to keep everything as simple as possible, because everyone lets their emotions get involved, and everyone like obviously emotions are high. You got your nerves, you got your like all this and all that. Like I think just trying to stay clear headed, keep calm. I've been here before, like and yeah, really just composure. I think that's the main thing I've learned, and that's that's what makes the biggest difference in my opinion.
And do you feel like with this fight, it's going to give you that platform? You get him out, he's a 5-0-1 fighter. You want a somewhat of a big fight coming up. Maybe not a title eliminator, but a bigger fight.
Yeah, yeah. So if I take this guy out, especially if I get a good finish, yeah. Again, to be honest with you, I'm not. When it comes down to who I'm fighting, I don't really care. Like even this fight, I signed the fight without even watching him. My manager, he goes, "It's a good fight." I was like, "Yeah, fuck it, we'll sign it."
You would
So
just give me the pen, I was just saying it.
yeah, pretty much, man. Like it's not really my concern the who I'm fighting side of it. That's for my managers and coaches, I think, to work out and plan my route. Do you know what I mean? Like, if
Yeah.
there's doubt, I'd have had my first fight, but like, give me a title shot. Like, so they plan my career. So yeah, whoever they give me, I can fight anyone. Just yeah, say it's a good fight, I'll sign it, whatever.
And do you feel like with Cave Wars, they are giving you good matchups? I mean, you just need to see just last weekend, the talent that was on display. There was a whole load of upsets that did happen. Teddy Stringer lost his undefeated record. Damon Donald went up a weight class but lost his undefeated record. It just shows that no matter who it is, it's still going to be a tough fight.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. That's the thing with Cage Warriors. That's why it's such a good stepping stone, especially if you do want to get to the UFC, because you can't. There's no easy fights. Like anyone who's in front of you has something to beat you on. It's not like you see some organisations and like who's winning before they go in there. Cage Warriors it's always an evenly matched, especially as you go up in the level. There's no easy fights on Cage Warriors. Um, so yeah, I think a lot of people, especially in the start of their career, they have a few fights, and I think they just take their foot off the gas. they think, oh, it's going to be easier than it is, and then they get caught with by people they potentially shouldn't get beaten by. But I think a lot of it comes more down to them getting comfortable within themselves and maybe taking back on training when they shouldn't be. I think that plays a big part in it. But yeah, Cade Warriors in the matchups is the best in it in Europe.
And how do you see the English scene being in 2 years' time? Because like the UK scene, sorry, because you already have got a lot of talent coming up the ranks. You have got Sean Clancy Jr., you have yourself, you have Gittins, you have got Luke Riley, who should be in the UFC coming up. You have Shamrock, who's been signed now. It just seems like the talent is there to just take over the UFC now.
Yeah, I agree. I think obviously back in the day, it used to be you had to travel to get to the level
Yeah.
of UFC and world champion, and I don't think you need to anymore. I don't think you need to. I think the UK's got a really, really strong talent pool. And I do think the next few years, obviously, everyone will then start getting to the UFC, and then next 5, 10 years, I think the UK will have quite a few world champions. Will be a big player in it, to be honest.
And what did you make of John Jones's retirement and Tom Aspinall getting promoted to being that undisputed champion?
Do you know what? I love John, like John Jones. He's like, I do think he's one of the best, but God, he made himself like a pussy in his career. Fuck. Like, it was just annoying. Like, you knew the fight was never going to happen, so just admit it and just like fuck off gracefully. Do you know what I mean? It just all got strung out for too long, and it was just all frustrating, and it was just, fucking, I just thought it was, yeah, ridiculous in the end. I think Tom would have beat him anyway. I think he's young, hungry, bigger. I think he would have beat him, and I think he's going to have that top spot for a while. I don't really see anyone that in there that division going to be able to take him out. So I'm glad he's finally officially the champ, even though he already was. So
And I was speaking to some people, and they were just saying about the John Jones is he kind of hurt his legacy by what he's done, ducking Aspinall for so long. If he had fought him and lost, I think we still all would be calling him the GOAT skill. But it's just the fact that he's just played it out for so long.
yeah, do you know what? Even if he'd have just turned around and been like retired a year after the Stipe fight,
Yeah.
look, bad, like I've done my legacy, whatever. Everyone's going to write, fair enough. You've done what you've done. You've had a great career. Yeah, that's fine. It's the fact it was like, yeah, I'll fight him, and then he didn't, and then this, and excuse and excuses. That's what's made it like sort of stained his legacy a little bit.
And then it's that I want to fight Alex Pereira. He's more of a contender than Tom.
Yeah, well, that bollocks. Like, yeah, he's a lot smaller. Like, all he done is took him down, choked him out. I don't think it would have been a great fight. It would have been exactly the same as the Cyril Garn fight with Jones. But yeah, it's just excuses, man. He was just like, if he wanted to do them sort of fights, he should have vacated the belt. So they've got no interest in fighting for the belt. But it's what, yeah, again, it's what it is, isn't it? Like he's done it now. He's staying his legacy a bit, and Tom's now the champ. So fair play to him.
And speak a bit more on your division in the UFC. What do you make of it so far? Because obviously Merab is the champion. Who do you feel like should be next for that title shot? Because I hear rumors that Merab's been given the opportunity to pick it, and he's leaning towards Corey Sanhagen.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good fight. I think Corey Sandhagen will be a good fight. I don't see anyone beating Merab, if I'm honest with you, for a while. Well, not till I get there anyway. But yeah, at the moment, Merab looks so good, man. Like, especially against that Umar, that I didn't really like. That fight surprised me quite on his wrestling style and that. So after that fight, I don't see anyone not for a while beating him. So yeah.
So when is that fight happening? Is it December of next year, or is it about summer? Ollie versus Merab. When we doing that?
Oh, ASAP. I mean, as soon as possible. I'll knock him out. It's simple. I mean,
Just spoke to Ian Dean. I think they've got Merab for London actually. So you've got that title shot against him.
lovely, easy.
A bit of an upgrade against your opponent just now.
Hopefully the money up with it.
Well, I can't tell you about that. You have to speak to Ian about that. Now, what is it that you like to do? I know you said it's having a drink after, but is there anything like before a fight or any thing to do with training or that like kind of like sticks out for you? Like, do you like to watch the tape more than probably what leaving it to your coaches?
So what was that? Watch tape and that.
Yeah, like do you like to actually be involved in the making the game plan?
Uh, Not really. Do you know what? I've got quite a laid back approach on it. Because what I found was because I had quite a few amateur fights. Sometimes I'd like in my head it was like X, Y, and Z is going to happen. I was like determined this is going to happen, and then when it didn't, I was like fuck. And I'd almost like freeze there a little bit, and my brain would have to like try and then work out. So now I sort of just I don't really watch much tape. I let my team get my game plan. Obviously, they'll give me the bits to work on, so I will work on them. I watch bits of my guy, see what he's
Yeah.
like, but I found in myself if I fixate too much on what they're going to do, is if they don't do it, then I then you sort of like come unstuck, and sometimes you like wait for them to do their bit, and then you're
Yeah.
letting them take the fight. But it's like, all right, when he don't know when he throws the kick a certain way, you're waiting for that kick, and then you're letting him kick you. Like whereas if you're like, oh, fuck this, just hit him, it kills that completely. So I just try and go in there and just think what I'm going to do more than anything on them. So yeah.
And make sure you guys tune in to Cage Forward 192, where you can see Ollie get that another first round stoppage and be able to make waves in that bantamweight division. Is there anything you want to add or anyone you want to shout out?
No, just obviously shout out my team, my sponsors, that just yeah, everyone that helps me out in camp. Yeah, just want to thank everyone for my team, everyone who does everything, and yeah, just gonna crack on, get the KO number 7, nice and easy, and show that I'm better than everyone else.
Well, that's just great, and we can't wait to see you get that victory. Thank you.
Thank you.